Okay, so right now I want to talk about red pill isolation and the feelings of loneliness you are going to get when you go red pill. Because the thing you have to understand about becoming more red pill and living life with that red pill awareness is just because you've gone red pill, it doesn't mean that your friends, your family, and everyone in your social circle are suddenly going to go red pill. Because let me tell you, they are not. Right? They are not. And when you go red pill, you will quickly notice how difficult it is to relate to people who are still clinging on to those old blue pill idealisms that you once clinged on to, right? It's going to be hard to relate to them, and it's going to be hard to maintain friendships with them because whenever you're interacting with them and conversating with them, they're going to be constantly regurgitating those talking points that they're getting from the matrix, so to speak, right? From those blue pill outlets like mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, late night talk show hosts, Hollywood movies, TV, advertising, you name it. They're going to be regurgitating a lot of those talking points that they think is the politically correct thing to say. Right? And a lot of times they actually do believe these things because they're like, oh, if it's coming from the news, it must be true, right? If it's coming from the Matrix, it must be all authentic. And, and you're gonna, as a red pill man, you're going to be able to see this and you're going to think that these people, especially if they're friends of yours, are the dumbest people on the planet. It's like, how can you not see this? How can you be so naive? And a lot of times it will frustrate you. And a lot of times too, you'll lose these people as friends. Okay, you will lose them as friends if you start posting things that are red pill on any of your social media. These people who are blue pill will actively begin to delete you from their lives, right? They'll delete you from their social media because they're not going to want to hear it. A lot of these people are not ready to be unplugged yet. They're so embedded into the matrix, and their entire existence, their entire lives are built upon the matrix, that if you were to suddenly unplug them, everything would come crashing down on them. And that's just too much for a lot of these people to take, right? I have a lot of family and friends that at times I voice my disagreements with things that they say. And even the slightest things, you could see them just all of a sudden go silent. You hear this awkward tension in their voices, like they don't know how to respond because they know that they can't debate me logically on the facts, because obviously as a red pill man, you're going to be carrying a lot of facts and statistics, and everything you say is based on reality. It's not based on these blue pill idealisms that they're operating under. So a lot of times you'll be able to shut them down with ease. I mean, it's very easy to debate when you have facts, research, statistics, and you're living in reality. It's very easy to crush anybody who's still hanging on to those old blue pill idealisms. And this is why you'll see like feminists and male feminists and these cucks and SJWs and stuff, you'll see them run, right? You'll see them run to their safe space. You see these videos on YouTube where they're practically like screaming, like throwing these temper tantrums or getting violent. They're acting out like children, right? They're acting out like 5-year-olds. And a lot of 5-year-olds don't even act like that bad, unless they're like pumped up with Ritalin or sugar or candy, right? They don't act out like that. But you see these grown adults like throwing these temper tantrums like they're 5 years old. And you're like, what is going on? All because they're hearing the truth. And it's too much for them to take. They're not ready to be unplugged. And for some of these people, unplugging them could result in them killing themselves, because they don't want to be part of it, right? We've seen a number of guys, celebrities, check themselves out, whether it be hanging themselves, jumping off a building, or putting a gun in their mouths and blowing their head off, because that red pill reality is just too much for them to grasp, and they can't, and they just decide to check out and off themselves. Okay, so understand, when you go red pill, you're still going to be living in a blue pill world. You're still going to be surrounded by people who are still blue pill. Most people out there are still very, very blue pill, and that's just a fact. You're going to have to kind of, seek out guys like yourself who have red pill awareness, or guys who are willing to open themselves up to learning about the red pill. And generally, most guys don't find the red pill until they've gone through a very, very harsh breakup where they've gotten dumped, their girlfriend left them, or their wives divorced them. It's not until they go through some kind of catastrophe that they find the red pill. And often it's coming from a breakup, like a very harsh breakup. Most of the guys who find the red pill, I'd say overwhelmingly, find it because they got their hearts ripped out of them by a woman. They want to find answers to that. So the first red pill they find is the pickup community. This is most guys' first experience with the red pill. Okay, where we start to give guys answers. We tell them what happened in their relationship. We tell them what went wrong, you know, whether they were acting like a little beta bitch, or they got a little too clingy or needy, or they went off their path and purpose. And we give them those red pill truth bombs, you know, the fact that women can never love you idealistically, only opportunistically, and women are hypergamous. We start dropping these red pill truth bombs on them, and it becomes eye-opening. And a lot of times they get addicted to the knowledge because they're like, finally, something makes sense. Just because they've been spoon-fed all of this bullshit by the Matrix since birth. For example, when it comes to women, like, oh, just buy her flowers. Just be nice to her. Just tell her how pretty she looks in that dress, and she will like you, mister. You will get the girl of your dreams just by being nice to her. And it's a lifetime of that bullshit that never served them and that hurt them, that they finally find the pickup community after, you know, they've been kind of ran over back and forth by women. They find the pickup community and they've discovered these red pill truths, and they want to learn more. It's like Neo in the Matrix when they plugged him in and they put that device in the back of his head, and they were just feeding his brain with more and more knowledge, right? And he couldn't get enough of it. He was like, you want more, Neo? You want more? And he was like, oh God, yes, give me more. It's the same thing with guys who find the red pill. You know, they want to know more and more because it gives us confirmation that we weren't crazy our entire lives, that, shoot, there was an actual truth that has been kept hidden from us our entire lives and actively is still trying to be kept hidden from other men, right? Society is definitely trying to shut down these red pill truths. How do they do it? They deplatform us, they demonetize our videos, they delete our social media accounts. This is why most men have no solid male role models these days, because any solid male role model out there who's masculine and has knowledge and who's red pilled, guess what happens to that guy once he starts to build a following? He gets attacked. He gets deplatformed. His social media accounts get deleted because most of these social media platforms are run by the Matrix, by leftists, by the collective. Okay, that's just reality. So they shut down any voices that do not kowtow and do not toe the feminine imperative. Okay, that do not continue to feed women power. Okay, anything that goes against the feminine and helps the masculine, they don't like. Society has literally made it taboo to empower men, right? Society has literally made it taboo to help men. Everything is designed to help women, to help the feminine imperative. Period. Just look around you. You don't even need to listen to me. Turn on your television. Turn on your radio. Watch a movie. Everything is designed to empower women while disempowering men. Okay? Look at any commercial you see out there. Practically every single commercial you see out there that features a guy in it, especially if it's a couple, male-female couple, it's always a guy being made to look like a complete buffoon who can't do anything right. A complete idiot. All the while, the wife is standing back, often with their kid, and looking back at the dad, just shaking their heads like with complete disrespect, right? And a family cannot function and be healthy when there's no respect for the father. Okay, that is going to be a very screwed up family. But this is what society at large wants you to believe about men. This is what they want to brainwash you to believe about men, that, hey, you can't do anything right. You know, they shouldn't be in charge of anything. We need to empower more women. And that is not a healthy society. Okay, what is happening right now is not forming a healthy society. It's forming a very dysfunctional society. And like I said, you're seeing it all around us. Men are committing suicide at alarming rates. More and more men are dropping out of college. There's way more females in college than there are men. You look at the corporate world out there, women are taking over, and I mean, that's fine and dandy, but, everything does not have to be made to empower women. They talk about equality and all this, but there is no equality out there. Everything is designed to help women at the expense of men. Okay, nobody is helping us. Nobody is out there cheerleading for men to be more masculine, or for men to be more empowered, or for men to be going back to college or moving up in the corporate world. No, it's all about women. Okay, like I said, we're living in a gynocracy. So when you go red pill, these are just some basic red pill truths that you'll come to understand. And these aren't just my opinions, because I know a lot of these, a lot of women and a lot of their beta cuck orbiters, aka male feminists, are going to come into my comment section and completely hate and use their little shaming tactics to silence me. They come on here and they don't want to debate, they don't want to debate logically or factually or statistically, because they can't. Because they know, again, you can't debate somebody who's living in reality when you're still hanging on to a fantasy like these blue pill fantasies. You're not going to win that debate. And they know that. That's why they go straight for the personal attacks, right? They go for the character attacks. Like, oh, look at that shirt. Oh, look at your hair. Oh, don't trust a guy who wears rings. All this other stuff. They go right for the personal attacks that has nothing to do with the topic, right? Because they have no argument. That's just their little shaming tactics. Oh, you're a bitter man. Oh, this is why you're going to end up die old and alone. All this other stuff. And it's like, what does that have to do with the facts that I'm presenting to you? And that's what red pill is. Red pill is based entirely on living in reality. It's based on research and statistics and facts. It's not based on our feelings or emotions. But that's what a lot of these blue pillars will do. They'll come on into the comment section and they'll just argue based on their emotions or their feelings, or they'll say you're generalizing. Oh, you're just generalizing. Well, look up the definition of what a generalization is. The reason why something is generally true is because it is generally true. I mean, what do you want to hear? So when you go red pill, just understand a lot of your friends are not going to be ready to go red pill with you. Many of them are going to be so embedded into that blue pill matrix that they are literally going to be ready to fight you both verbally and physically to defend that matrix. As you see in many of these YouTube videos, a lot of these lefties, these blue pillars, these cucks, these beta males, these male feminists and feminists period, are often very violent. They'll throw things at you. They'll spit at you. They'll bring weapons. They'll be ready to kill you. And then they'll sit there and call you a fascist. There's a lot of self-projection when it comes to people who are still blue pill. They constantly self-project. They're the most hypocritical group of people that you'll ever come across. And many of your friends will be a part of these groups. Many of your friends have already been indoctrinated by these groups. And many of your friends are just not strong enough mentally and internally to fight back. They're just not. I mean, most people that you find are red pilled and have been red pilled for a while are not afraid to back down. And a lot of people who are blue pill are looking for those easy targets. They're looking for those easy targets. So when you go red pill, you're going to feel isolated. You're going to feel lonely at times because nobody else out there is going to get it. Nobody else out there is going to get you. Okay, very few people will. And those few people will generally be red pill men, or men who are becoming more red pill and are willing to go down that rabbit hole with you. And they're not going to sit there and shame you for it or try to throw out the personal attacks. They're going to join you on that journey. Okay, a lot of guys in game and a lot of guys in pickup, for the most part, are red pill. They might not be completely red pilled yet because a lot of guys are still holding on to those old blue pill idealisms, especially when it comes to relationships. They're thinking they're going to go out there and use pickup to attract their ideal partner and the future mother of their children who are going to have their babies, and they're going to live out this perfect life together as man and wife, and she's never going to shit test him ever again, and she's going to be completely loyal, and she's going to love him unconditionally. So a lot of guys are still living with that fantasy, although they are very red pilled, at least as far as it comes to female nature, when it comes to approaching them and what women actually want. It's just they can't carry that into a relationship because they haven't had enough experience in that department yet. Okay, it takes time. But for the most part, a lot of guys you'll meet in pickup are red pill or red pilled enough to go on the journey with you. Okay, and to kind of pair bond with. Because you don't want to be pair bonding with blue pill men if you're red pill. Okay, you just don't. Because those guys are just going to constantly be fearful of what you have to say. And they're going to constantly feel uncomfortable hearing the truth. And you're going to feel uncomfortable just because, again, they're not ready to be unplugged. So be willing to leave those folks behind or limit your time with them. Assuming they're good friends or family members, you're going to have to start separating yourself from your blue pill friends. Just because you're not going to share the same values and the same beliefs, and you're just constantly going to butt heads. And maintaining that friendship is just not going to be worth the time, effort, or energy when they're clinging on to these old idealisms that were given to them by the Matrix itself, right? That, again, has no other function other than to serve the feminine imperative, other than to empower women and disempower men. But in those moments of isolation and loneliness, you'll have time to discover hobbies and passions that you didn't have time for previously. You know, you'll have the motivation to really trust your own gut instincts and go your own way and not follow the beaten path. Because once you unplug yourself from the Matrix, you'll want to discover more. You'll want to explore more about yourself and what you truly like as an individual. What goals, hobbies, passions you have that you want to pursue in life, and no longer waste any time on these blue pill goals that somebody else injected in you. And ultimately, you will live and enjoy a much more successful life with red pill awareness than you ever would have with hanging on to the old blue pill beliefs and values that have never served you. So that's all I have to say for today's coaching video. Until next time, this is Matt Cross. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also hit that notification bell up top so you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video. And more importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot when you guys actually subscribe to the channel. It tells YouTube that you guys are digging my content and you want to see more of it. So definitely subscribe to my channel. And for you guys who want to support my content, support my work, and support everything I'm teaching you guys, the best way to do that is to become a premium member of my premium content channel, which I host off of YouTube. Okay, and the reason why I host it off of YouTube, obviously, is because I don't want to be imprisoned by YouTube's TOS, terms of service, and their rules and their values. Okay, I want to be able to sit here and teach you guys these red pill truths and not have to worry about my videos being demonetized or my channel being deplatformed. So I'm hosting my premium channel on a separate platform that I am paying for, and that prevents me having to worry about losing all of my work one day, waking up and losing all my work because I was spitting out truths that help men and don't continue to feed power to the feminine imperative. Right? So if you want to support my work, that's a great way to do it. Become a premium member of my premium content channel. And right now, it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium content that I am giving away. To get signed up, all you have to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It only takes 2 seconds. And like I said, it's a great way to support my work and my content and everything I'm doing here to help you guys. So until next time, this is Matt Cross, and I will see you in my next coaching video.